and to the audience's great surprise, he could say something apropos. But how he did it, I will never know. It's hard to find a place he hasn't been. All of the 7 continents he's seen. And if you talk of the remotest isle, you'll find that he's been there for a while. With your permission, I will now salute his love of nature, which was absolute. And whether he was saving the wilderness or planting trees in our urban mess, Sorabji was prepared to work and fight, so we could get to see that wondrous sight of a tiger prowling in his habitat. A zoo's no place for this majestic cat. This love of nature was conveyed to all our family. Way back then, we could clearly see the environment was under stress. Neglect, he knew, would be a mess. Our creekside land was then reserved, the mangroves there well preserved, and from my office I gaze out there, a Mumbai view that's very rare, with greenery all the way until you sight New Bombay. And now and then with friends I float on a gently moving boat with pink flamingos in full flight. To my mind, a splendid sight. In saving tigers he played a role. The environment was a major goal. In WWF he played a major part. He was involved right from the start. Alas, we didn't pay him sufficient heed. Development seemed to be a greater need. It is no longer climate change, within a tolerable range. A crisis is what it's about, with fires, floods, as well as drought. Every week a constant blast, far worse than seen in the past. In the Godrej group it is seen that our goals of good and green, though ambitious, will be done, sustainability can be won. And so without partiality, our goal for all is neutrality, whether water, carbon or solid waste. By 2030, we'll make haste to make our net emissions zero. Will that make the group a hero? In 2010, the goal looked tall, but we took a reasoned call. Technology would save the day. So far, it has turned out that way. As technology takes the lead, green energy gets very cheap. Keen observers quickly saw that solar also tracks Moore's law, that the groundnut shell or bagasse are India's full of biomass, and bamboo now is on the way. It can truly save the day. There are many paths that we can see for achieving carbon neutrality, but the cheapest way is certainly through energy efficiency, where interest rates are rather low and high returns quickly flow from any energy-saving device for business. This is very nice. In India, mandated CSR can help us go very far. Of our profits, 2% is required to be spent. Multiple benefits is what one sees. With water projects or growing trees, good livelihoods are created, our carbon emissions are abated, trees planted at a river source maintain the flow throughout its course. So many benefits we can see. The preservation of biodiversity, different species can be tried, useful products can be supplied, like biomass or edible fruits, and yet the trunk and the roots can sequester carbon, clean the air. So while we decarbonize, why not also monetize? Now biodiversity is rapidly lost. All this will be a heavy cost. It may already be too late to avoid a disastrous fate. But if solutions are quickly found, the outcome could still be sound. To avoid the planet going to zero, let us salute every hero. And every year we will applaud the winner of the Saurabh Godrej Award. We still have a chance to save our planet if we are smart and brave. Thank you.
Wasn't it brilliant? That was amazing, NVG, and we really loved it. All right, can we now have a AV created specially to bring you closer to the persona that Mr. S.P. Godrej was? So let's have an AV, please.
In 1912, a gentle, lovable, and sensitive soul was born. Born into the illustrious Godrej family, Saurabh Godrej showed an abiding love for nature and the environment from a very early age. And as he grew from child to man, so did his caring for Mother Earth and every living being on this planet.
So my earliest recollections of my uncle Saurabh Godrej, he was passionate about the environment. He would show us photos, he would show us all sorts of depictions of forests and birds, etc. He did love to have trees on terraces. At our Godrej Bhavan terrace, we had 2 trees. At our terrace, we had a lot of plants. He also built a tree house. In a house which as kids we'd love to play in.
I think it was his passion. The environment was his concern. Should be the concern of everybody around, and now people are realizing it.
Whether it was environment or business or society.